And welcome to Benchmonster TV.
Hi, I'm Ashley Lynn Condray.
Oh, well, the camera's got to come on first. We weren't even on.
Oops.
But now we are. Hey, always a technical difficulty here starting out. Sorry about that,
Always
ladies
a
and
smooth
gentlemen.
start.
Yeah, that's how it works, you know?
Oh, well.
We're beginners. This is our first time doing a...
You think it would be better by now.
I know, I'm
but
embarrassed.
it's
Every time we start out, there's a button missing or we're doing something
Well-
wrong. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, was the microphone.
Well, wasn't it? Was it last week that it was the sound? Our sound wasn't on for the first.
No, the week before when
Was that?
we
Okay.
showcased the Trap Authority book.
Yeah, good book.
Gonna be hard to top last week's show with Tiny Meeker,
Yes.
but hey, we're gonna go for it. And
We're gonna do our best. We'll
yeah,
give you something.
I think I'm still hungover from all the tequila we drank that night. Hey, but I had a pretty good bench week, so I can't make too many complaints. But all I gotta say is it's hotter than hell outside.
It's very hot.
We're hitting 100 degrees here, and I know all over the country it's blistering. I think Tiny Meeker said it was 117 in Houston today, so that's
Seriously?
what it said on his radio on his car. So yeah, very hot, very very disgusting outside. But it's the heat of summer, so what do? Stay indoors and try to stay hydrated. That's for sure. But
all I can do.
want to let everybody know that I have not posted any heavy bench press videos because I am training at an undisclosed location where the cops don't even know about. So posting videos is going to be postponed for my training for a while until phase 2. Our governor allows us into phase 2, and then we can showcase the skills that I possess. But right now it's real hard to get a workout in here in our situation, our dire situation of
You
COVID.
can workout in, you just can't
Well,
video it.
yeah, I can't video it. So, but yeah, training's
Or
going
sure
good. You know, doing pretty good. So, but I always like to post my speed bench videos or my max effort stuff, and I'm unable to do that at this time. So, but how's your training been? You're starting a new phase of powerlifting. Like, you got a new trainer person or something going on?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? People want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I just started. The main coach at the gym I'm at is gonna start training me.
There you go.
I'm gonna write all my programs and run my diet and
Diet.
just kind of give me some help because I've been doing the best I can on my own, but
You're kind of
I
plateaued.
need somebody to help me focus on the details and kind of have a little more strategy with my peaking. And he's got tons of knowledge on the scientific reasonings behind
Right, very smart man.
training, and
Master's degree
I think he
somewhere.
can kind of help me remove some of the things I'm doing that are wasting time and help me kind of introduce things that are going to help me progress better.
Because your
So I can
philosophy
kinda-
is, go and
Yeah.
drive yourself into the ground. That's how hard you train.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
you
my
got that warrior
strategy is
mentality.
just put more weight
Yeah.
on the bar each week or add more reps or just more, and I need more science than that. I
Yeah.
need,
You can, you
hypertrophy
can drive
phase
yourself into the
hit
ground and can't
different
figure out what's
phases
working.
and try to peak, and so that's what I'm going to
What's the definition of insanity? When you do the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
Yeah.
And we all do that sometimes. I'm no perfect myself. Sometimes I push too hard and don't listen to my body, and pretty soon I hit a wall in training, and then I have to deload. So, but I still think I'm 27 up here, but the body and the joints are 107 years old. So that's the way it works. But hey, I do want to say this though. I reached out to Dave Hoff, the best powerlifting powerlifting badass of the planet,
Powerlifting
and
legend.
he expressed interest in
And he
being
said
on our
he watches
show.
the show, so
Yeah.
that's really cool. That kind of
So-
made our whole day.
Looking forward to having him on a Thursday in the near future, and I, of course, want to reach out to many people and see if they have time to come on here and
And if you guys have suggestions of people that you would like to see, we're absolutely taking suggestions. We'll reach out to some of the people that you guys would like to see.
yeah,
So
Matt
just kinda
Winning
shoot us-
is one. I like
Yeah,
to.
we could do Matt
There's a whole
Winning.
bunch of people, so
We've got a lot of
Yeah,
people,
baby
but we
steps.
also want to hear who you guys are interested in also. Those of you that watch
Tony
the show.
Carlino, I'd like to have him on the
Yeah,
show.
we like to have Tony
Yeah,
Carlino.
I'd like to pick
and-
his brain a little bit, and I learn from everybody, and I still am, and I like to look into other people's training and see what they're doing, and if they're doing something that I'm not, then I'll incorporate it into my training. I mean, I always I'm not afraid of change. I'm not afraid to try different things and guinea pig myself and the people I train with. So I'm always searching. If there's something I'm missing in training, then definitely it's something I want to incorporate. So that's why having these guests on and Tiny, and I talked many hours with Tiny on the phone about his training philosophies, what he does, and there's things in his training that I learned from him that I don't do. And of course, I found out that Tiny only trains 3 times a week or 4. Yeah, we're in the gym 6 times a week, so I am a bodybuilder, I guess, and I'll admit that. But I just love going there. My body wakes up and it just wants to go to the gym. Now, today was a horrible day. I've been following Todd Beecraft's book here, and today was a trap and forearm day. And I'm going to be honest with you, I went to power shrug, and usually I go up to 4 plates and start working with that. I got to 2 plates, and it just wasn't there. And I walk over and I say I'm done. Like it wasn't there today. I mean, my head wasn't there, my body, it was not there, and I have nothing else to make excuses about. I mean, I just did some forearm work and went home. So it's one of those days, man. You go in the gym and it's just not there. So, but you know, better days are coming, and been hitting the traps pretty hard, and really enjoying the workout recommendations that Todd has in there, and because I definitely don't train my traps according, you know, I half-ass them, and I really do. I mean, a couple sets of shrugs, you know, and call it a day, but
just enough to say that
just enough to get a pump, you know, until they're sticking up out of the t-shirt and then waddle out of the gym. So, but yeah, so Dave Hoff, you know, we'll definitely try to get him on the show, and I got a lot of questions for him, you know, a lot of
so exciting. I'm so glad he.
And I think you can pick his brain about deadlift a little bit and see if there's something that you're missing at the top of the deadlift that he'd recommend. I mean,
totally.
I mean, he's a fountain of this tremendous amount of information, and Kid at a candy store, we'd have him on the show, and it'd be fun.
Be very fun, yeah. And he's just super entertaining. Like when we went to the Arnold, we got to hang out with him twice for several hours, and I just remember laughing so much because he's just very funny, very entertaining.
And he's got a lot of powerlifting stories too, you know, some Mendelsohn ones, and I mean,
he's
definitely
got some great impressions.
So that should be a fun show. But looking forward to that. You know, part of this show is what we do is we, you know, focus on lifting videos that are occurring, current ones, and sometimes some older ones. Ashley's got a few athletes she wants to showcase, and you know, in my daily browsing through social media, I see certain lifts. I see a lot of lifts, and you know, people always ask me, "Oh, Ryan, you only show elite lifters." You know, I saw a guy by the name of what was his name? Nathan Robinson. He was in a bit one of not a bench daddy, but a Killer Bee shirt, and he was doing 545 for triples out of it. And I was impressed by that today. And he was one of the videos I wanted to show on here, but. Brian Forbes had some self lift-offs with 640, and he was using a slingshot, I believe. I was impressed with that too. So there's a lot of videos that I want to post on here, but we only do so many because we got to answer questions, and we don't want to be on here for a super long time. So yeah, keep it short and sweet.
I know so many people stayed on with us last week for 2.5 hours. 2.5, and we appreciate that. And we got a lot of positive feedback. Everybody really enjoyed Tiny, and so we just appreciate that you guys were willing to watch that long and enjoyed it, and all the positive feedback.
Yeah, I was running out of gas. The tequila, we don't eat dinner before the show. We eat after the show. So my stomach was empty. You know, I eat multiple meals throughout the day, and I don't do shots like Tiny does. But, man, a couple of those, I mean, it was starting to get a little woo. And, man, I was like, Tiny, we got to go. And he's like, no, we still got 20 lifters, 20 people watching, 20 people. Tiny, let's cut it.
And it was fun.
It was fun.
We were having a good time.
It was fun. But so let's get right into who we got here, and you're up to bat first. You got a few female lifters. We got Christy.
Okay, Christy Hawkins. So
Christy Hawkins. I watched her video.
Older, more classic lifter here.
Yeah, I watched her video.
But just super impressive. Like I said, I like to showcase people that just.
So I think I have to cut the audio out of these because sometimes there's music in the background and it gets copyrighted and I get strikes and stuff. So a lot of the videos I have to cut the audio out. So we'll talk over as we play it. So what's her last name?
Christy
Hawkins. Okay, let's play her video real quick.
First, right?
Yeah, Christy.
Yeah, Christy Hawkins. 601 squat opener.
Opener?
Yeah, opener.
Or second attempt.
Isn't it? Oh no, it is her second attempt. Okay, still.
I like her squat stance. That's how I squat.
She's also an incredible bodybuilder. Back more in the early 2000s, like I think closer to 2007, 2008, she was like a really good bodybuilder. Like she won an NPC Nationals, and I think she had her I think she was a professional bodybuilder as well. She was born in Texas, but I believe she now lives in California, I think. Very impressive. It's crazy.
What weight class is she in?
Raw. She's in the 165 weight class. 165, okay. I thought I said that. You're right. I did not. 165.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I like this bench press here. She hops out there, no belt, no wrist wraps.
No belt, no wrist wraps.
Yeah, this is gangster right here.
And just watch it. It's just easy.
Dan Green lifting off for her too, I noticed.
Which is pretty awesome. Just, I mean, easy.
Jesus,
Easy.
lady.
Like,
Yeah.
incredible. It's very impressive. 331.
331, Jesus.
Nuts.
Yeah, the no wrist straps. I like that. I don't think she owns a pair of wrist straps.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Just nothing. Just
Just
lays
walks,
down.
just walks out there and does it.
I love it.
Nice.
It's very solid.
Now, this meet was a couple years ago, 2019 or something?
That would be last year.
Last year?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought it was fairly current. I mean, that's.
Does Dan Green train her, or just asked for a handoff today?
I don't know. Well, isn't that the meet that he runs? I'm not sure.
Boss of
but
bosses. I don't know.
I think I could be wrong, but I was thinking that he runs that he runs the meet, so he's probably handing off for a lot of people. But I don't know. He could.
This one here, she got stuck, but I don't care. Lady's a beast.
Still, gosh, nuts.
And she's completely raw, right? That's like
Yeah,
sleeves or knee
it's
wraps.
nuts.
Which raw is that? Raw or classic raw?
I think it's classic.
Nice deadlift here. What do we got? I missed it. Oh, 540.
I think it was 540 opener, and I think this is her opener. 540-pound opener. It's crazy.
Jesus. That's impressive. Shit.
Very. Because I think that was her first, and I think this. Yeah. Here's second attempt, 562.
562 on the bar.
Can you do that?
No, not right now.
Jeez.
No question on the lockout.
Easy.
No hitch. Just like an
Just
elevator.
Very smooth. Yeah.
573?
573.
She's approaching my 660.
You're geared.
Yeah.
660.
No. Well, yeah, I had a deadlift
You
suit
have a
on.
deadlift suit on. She does not.
That's just a singlet.
It is just a singlet, yes.
Oh my God, she goes right through it.
Oh,
No, grip whip.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Very
Shit.
amazing, though. Just
Now
unreal.
she'll-
And
now
like I
she'll-
said, she's a bodybuilder too, which I always find really impressive. when
Powerlifter,
you have
bodybuilder combo.
Such success in both powerlifting and bodybuilding. It's like
That's impressive.
very impressive.
Well, let's continue on.
Okay,
Who's next?
Stacy Burr.
Stacy Burr. We need to have her on the
Which
show.
that would be so.
We showcased her
cool.
before, but her lifts are just so impressive.
It's so amazing. I wanted to show it again because I wanted to show it because this was the Arnold the year before we went.
Yeah, I
Just
noticed
by 1 year.
a lot more people in the crowd and a lot livelier event. But this lady is impressive, and we got to reach out to her and get some training advice from her. So let's play her video. What's she going to do here?
She started powerlifting. Oh, was she? It
Cut
says
the
there,
audio down. 520.
520.
This is the same venue you lift in.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it at first, and then I was like, wait, that looks familiar. And it's totally the Arnold.
This chick doesn't F around. She's just, she's a beast. And I mean that in a compliment
And
way.
she's only been powerlifting since 2014,
14?
which is not that
Well,
long.
she's built
I mean,
for
to be
this.
that amazing.
148?
She's in the 148. Yep, I believe she's the current all-time record holder in the 148 weight class, both sleeves and wraps. And her 1435 total at 148 gave her a 668 Wilks, which
Jesus.
ranked hers number 1.
Low bar in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
Chest up. Damn, girl. I don't want to get punched by her.
No, a lot of punching
she's-
power there.
She's muscle on top of muscle. Yeah, this venue brings back memories.
Yeah.
Saw Julius Maddox bench on this stage, too.
Yep, sure did.
Damn. Damn, 3 for 3. Good for her. Shit.
Nah, it's just very such.
305 bench.
Can you? Gosh.
T-shirt.
A 305 bench in a t-shirt opener. Opener.
320.
320.
Yeah. Good form. Straight as an arrow. Jesus. Maybe we'll see her at the Arnold next year.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. Maybe when COVID's gone. Effortless. Yeah, Dan Diag puts a good show on.
Yes, he does. He did a great job.
She's going to 550 here. She's in the zone, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's just such a badass.
Got some quads on her.
Yeah, she does. And some shoulders.
And
man.
shoulders. Jesus. Well, pick it up, girl.
She gonna.
Over and under grip.
Mm-hmm.
Go. The shoulders back. And holds it. Damn.
Jeez. Great lift.
That's what it feels like to win right there.
Yep. Yeah, she was first place, I believe.
Damn.
Well, of course.
Stacy Bama Burr. Cool. Yeah, we gotta track her down. I got questions about training. Definitely on the bench. What's she doing on the bench press? You benefit from deadlift and squat because I don't do those too much often. Further in, my turn.
All right, let's see it.
Cruising through. Got some videos. This wasn't. This was in March, I believe. Chris Duffin, the mad scientist. It's just 1,001 for a triple with the Duffalo bar, which I use for benching quite a bit. This guy's got immaculate form. We made a trip down there, and we went over the bench press and the shoulder rock.
When he went over all sorts of we spent a day just picking his brain and working with him, and
yeah, it's very really smart, technical lifter, and just a lot of information to gather from Chris. And I saw this today, and I was just like, well, that's something you don't see all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's a badass.
Very much. He was very cool. It was fun to hang out with him.
And I think he sits around 275 body weight sometimes.
I think so. But I'm not
I heard a story of him cutting from 275 to, what was that? Mike Lupacek told us that when he flew to a meet at the Arnold.
The details.
And just, like an IV made it back up.
Unreal,
yeah. Crazy. Duffin. Love the guy. Fused. So, and furthermore, a good friend of mine, and I haven't seen him since 2002 August when I became the first guy to do 800 pounds at a Wabdell meet in Portland, Oregon. Bill Gillespie, got to give this guy credit, man. You sit back and you think, well, I'm 40 years old, my window's closing. Bill Gillespie's 60 years old, and the guy is putting up 1,000 pounds. And I saw him the other day, and I wanted to grab it off the internet, and he's doing 940 for some reps, and he's really mastered the shirt, and he's got great technique, and just wanted to showcase him a little bit because, 60 is ahead of all of us, and I'll be there sooner than I know it, or like it, and, to see this guy do the things he's doing is promising, that he's still able to do this stuff.
You got 15 more years at least.
Yeah, and I understand he's spent 2 years in that shirt, that Bench Daddy shirt, mastering it, and you can surely see the result here. He's definitely learned how to utilize it and put it together. So, hats off to him. Now, this was recently on Facebook here. It's 940 for 4. Not sure exactly when it was done, but it was done, and it's impressive that he's under that much amount of weight for that time. Crazy. So I just wanted to give a little showcase to Bill and a shout out to Bill Gillespie and strength coach, super nice guy. I remember back in 1998 he had the Wabdell 275 bench record of 585, and on a certain day in April of that 1998, April 18th, I believe it was a Sunday, I opened with a 540, and then my second attempt was Bill Gillespie's record, which was 585. And I believe I just tied it. I think I didn't chip it or anything, or maybe I did. I can't remember. And I remember Bill Gillespie. He had the second highest, bench press in the Wabdell Federation at the time, behind Jim Covert, who I would later meet. Also, it's a name you don't hear very much anymore, Jim Covert. But Bill Gillespie's record, second attempt, and did 584 that day or 586, and I beat his record. And the next attempt was 600, and I benched 600 that day and a 617. And the rest is history after that. But I just want to give a shout out to Bill, and I hope he's listening. And if he's not, maybe he'll get the word and Yahoo, Bill, and hope to meet him on the platform one day in a Bench Daddy. And that'd be fun to go head to head and and then pick his brain. I remember one time Bill Gillespie told me at the when I was at that meet after I mentioned the 800, I was talking about staying hydrated, and Bill told me, I'll never forget it to this day, and he was a strength coach of the Seattle Seahawks at the time. So, I'm definitely listening and interested in what he's have to say, but he mentioned to me that the best way to stay hydrated was 9 parts water, 1 part Gatorade. Never forget it. Stuck in my mind, imprinted. And, never, some things people tell you, go one ear out the other. But that day when he told me that, I looked him in the eye, and I'll never forget it. And because I was big on, I wasn't drinking Pedialyte at the time, but staying hydrated was a hard thing to do back then, and with water and everything else. But he recommended that, and I'll never forget it, and wanted to give a shout out to him. So, well, anyway, let's back up the chat box here, full of stuff. And we'll start out with Jim. Jim, how you doing? Let's see, Jim.
Hey, Ryan, are you worried about your old school changing its name since it's the home of the Braves and the PC police will probably try and get it changed? I hadn't even thought of that.
That's a good point. I graduated from a place that in Kennewick here, a high school called Kamiakin High School, home of the Braves. And when I read that question before we started, it made me think, because I drive by that school every once in a while. In fact, our new gym is going to be right over by that school. Mm-hmm. And they have a mural on the outside of I want to say the gym. And it's been there since 2004. And it's home of the Braves and all that good stuff. That's an interesting point. It wouldn't surprise me. And maybe I need to make a visit back to my old stomping grounds there at Kamiakin and do a little tour and ask these questions if they're going to change their name. Because in this society that we're living in now, where statues are being torn down, and Paw Patrol can't be a cartoon anymore, and what else? All that other crap.
The Redskins
are,
their name?
I don't know. Redskins.
Yeah,
Redskins. Yeah, they're supposed to change their. I don't know, man. That type of stuff. I don't keep up on, but I do see it in Facebook when I'm strolling through, and if Kamiakin High School does that, it wouldn't surprise me in this day and age. It wouldn't surprise me if they changed their name to, I don't know, Kamiakin, I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question, Jim. Interesting. Let's see. We'll go down further here. Ashley, you're supposed to read the questions.
Well, you're scrolling. I can't.
Well, there's a kind of a conversation that occurred here with Ryan, Shirley, and Remy. Yeah, so we'll skip past that. Remy.
When you were young, what kind of strength? When you were young.
I'm still young.
No, you're not.
I'm old.
When you were young, what kind of strength gains did you make month to month, and how long does 100 pounds strength gain take typically for the Benchmonster?
That's an interesting question. Back when I started competing in the Wabdal Federation in 1997, May 17th, 1997, I would do the Wabdal meet every time it came to the Northwest. And there was a circuit where it came to Kennewick, Washington, Post Falls, Idaho, Eugene, Oregon, Springfield, Oregon, Portland, and where else? But anyway, I would follow that circuit, and I had to sit. I've sat down one time, and I actually figured out every meet and how the jumps I was making. And I was making 30-pound jumps every contest, and they were spaced out about 3 months. So the gains were tremendously fast in the beginning, but eventually you hit a plateau, and you got to change things. So if your question is how long 100 pounds when I first started out, that's probably 6 or 7 months. 8 months roughly. I'll have to get back to you on that when I sit down and figure out exactly the jumps. But I remember my handoff guy saying, every meet I went out there was another jump, and but I lived for that. I wasn't drinking and wasn't partying. I didn't hang out with people that didn't share the same interests as I did. So I trained. Training was priority number one. If you want to be the best at something, you got to put 110% into it. So that's what I was doing, and I didn't know everything. I mean, like I told Tiny Meeker, I was reading bodybuilding magazines to find workout routines, because they're Powerlifting USA. I wasn't familiar with that magazine, so when I did get Powerlifting USA, I would follow workouts in there. But the gains were about 30 pounds every 3 months. But it was hard work, man. I was eating as much as I could. I was training as much as I could. But when you're young and you're green like I was, gains come easy, and then pretty soon you do hit a wall, and then you got to figure out, why am I hitting a wall? But in my training, it's just every meet I was going up until I got to the, I kind of stagnated when I got up to after 600, because then a few things happened at 600, but then I kind of came out of those waters and continued on. But from 0 to 600, I got there pretty quick. And looking back on it now, I probably could have done it faster actually if I would have knew this or knew that, or because there's been trial and error in training. And I told the story the other day. I used to bench press every day of the week, Monday through Sunday at our family fitness center. And because I thought that's what you had to do, bench all the time to have a big bench. And it didn't hinder me. It actually worked, which is scary. As sore as I was every day on in and coming in, but it only works to a certain point, and then you hit a wall. But Remy, if you're a young guy, man, I mean, the time is now definitely to make progress. You just got to make sure you have your, like I always say, eating, sleeping, training, supplementation, and technique. You got to master all those 5. And genetics plays a factor, of course. That's the whole hand. So, but yeah, that was a trip down memory lane.
And he also says, got my twin, Ryan Shirley, listening tonight. He is a fan as well.
Remy, you got your twin. I'm assuming that's the shirt, the evil twin. Remy, is that correct? Am I right? Twin or no?
It's a person.
A person.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry, Remy. Let me know.
I don't know, but he's also suggesting that we have Eric Spoto on the show.
Eric Spoto, where's he at?
Cool.
Yeah.
You'd have to find him
I got his phone number. I have.
You do?
I have Eric's phone number, and I have not talked to him for a couple years, and he kind of fell off the radar. Maybe I should do some digging.
Good idea.
and see if I can find him.
Noted.
I'll check my Facebook Messenger because that's the last time I talked to him. He was on there. But
that suggestion.
But I remember his phone number. I think it was area code 714. If I remember correctly, I'll have to look on my phone. Good point, Spoto.
It's a good idea. We will.
Jesus, I wasn't even thinking, but thank you.
Good one, yeah. No, that's why I asked for suggestions. I knew they'd have some good ones.
Mr. Elite.
Where?
Right here, where the cursor's at. The mouth.
Hope you are both well. Ryan, how was your training and diet like when you were cutting weight?
Training definitely changed. Cutting weight, I did it pretty quickly. Training took a blow. To be honest with you, as I was cutting weight from 357 down to I got down to 275, and that's a little too small for me to walk around town being 275 because I feel normal, and I don't want to feel that way in society. So I like to sit around 290. But as I was cutting down, I always test my strength based on a 585 raw bench, and I remember hitting it at 330 when I got from 357 down to 330. I said I hit 585. I go, that's cool with me. Then when I got down to 310, 585 wasn't really there because the weight was just chopping off really quick. We did it in 10 weeks, and my body's never been on a diet that long. The most I've been on a diet back in my day was when I was sponsored and I had supplement companies that wanted to do photo shoots. I would do a meet at 357, and I would say, give me 4 weeks. And then instead of 9 meals a day, I ate 4 meals a day, and I would get down to 310 or 315, 320, somewhere in there. So, but cutting weight definitely took its toll, and it almost called me back like, hey, I need to put the weight back on because I don't want, the strength's falling off. But I maintained focus, and I knew the strength would come back. It just took a while. And then once I got to 295 and got the weight balance there, the strength started coming back, and now it's getting a little bit better. So, but being, when you take 50 pounds off your body, I mean, there's going to be differences. And I definitely feel those in the gym, and I can definitely see it when the bar is handed out to me. Not having that large torso anymore as a son of a bitch, let me tell you. But I don't miss it because it's healthier, getting older now. So you gotta take the good with the bad, and basically, what's more important, a bench press record or a coffin, or you gotta weigh those things out. So health is important. I mean, you gotta think too. When I was doing that 357 body weight, the meals I was eating, I mean, they weren't chicken and rice, it was a lot of red meat, lasagnas, a lot of chocolate cream pie, ice cream. There was no holds barred, and I just enjoyed eating and shoving things in my mouth. As weird as that sounds. But 9 meals a day, I mean, you better like food, and you better find things that are enjoyable. So when I would go to Walmart, it wasn't a problem throwing things in cart at midnight when I would go shopping because, I attract a lot of attention. Being a 6'3", 357-pound Neanderthal. Looks funny pushing a cart in Walmart, let me tell you. And people stare and snicker and give me the stink eye sometimes, like I'm a Bigfoot from somewhere. But
they don't now.
Not now. Now I kind of
you get nothing but positive.
Yeah, now that I cut that fat off somewhat, and I got kind of a physique here, which, by the way, somebody in the know around here is tempting me to do a bodybuilding show. And it was proposed to me yesterday, and it's a coach here local, and wants me to do the Emerald Cup, which is in Seattle next April. and I would have to commit to that for, I think, 16 weeks starting in December. Um,
Pretty cool.
yeah, cool, but here's my thought. It's cool to go out there, and I'm not really a big fan of putting a bikini on and going out and showing my striated glutes. Not really a thing to me, but it would be kind of cool to see what I could do. I mean, it's a challenge, but to go that route,
Have such good guidance.
I don't mind all that, and winning or losing, I don't care. I'll put 110% into it. But after it's said and done, now Ryan Kennelly is at 4% body fat, 257, 67. I don't know. Who knows where I go? And then I'm holding two things in my hand. It's like, okay, I did this. That's cool. But what am I going to do? Am I going to go back and climb the mountain again? Because I guarantee you this, and this is a psychological mind F, is when you get that lean and you're carb depleted and you're doing this, that, and the other, a 315 bench is probably going to be the hardest thing in the world at some point. And that's what would scare me, is when 315 is hard. And I can understand when you're going keto or however the diet works as you get closer to the event, you're not your absolute strongest. And my main concern would be to come back from that and try to climb the mountain again. I've seen people do it and not make it back to the top of the mountain. Not going to mention any names. I've seen people do this and then hop right back into powerlifting and get injured. So there's a lot of, I don't know what to do. It was just an idea, but I'd like to see a 9-pack on me. But
It'd be fun.
yeah, I've been
a cool experience.
Yeah,
You've done it.
Yeah, I might look like a
See
real
what you think.
weightlifter. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Just throwing that out there, guys. But anyway, I get to.
Are you looking for opinions?
Maybe opinions. Yeah. What do you guys think? I don't know. Think I should try it for 16 weeks or shit can it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
I think you should do it.
Think I should do it? I don't know. Hey, man, I'm not a good dancer. Okay, I don't go on a dance floor.
Think about it.
Like
You said, you don't have to start till December. Think about it.
Posing and this, that, and the other, and I don't know, man.
You learn how to do that.
Yeah. Is it time? I don't know. Okay, continue on, Ashley.
Okay, I know what.
Christian Garza.
What's the closest grip a lifter can take on the bench press to prevent pec tears?
Oh, well, it depends on a lot of things. Limb length is one, and how you're built is another. But if you want to, I mean, people do crazy things, and if you take the bar here, 12 inches apart and shove it over your face, and then shrug your shoulders forward and engage your pecs, you can still tear your pec. Close grip to me, close grip, and it's all of it is retrospective. I don't know what we're talking about here, but pinky on the ring, close to the ring is my close grip. I actually go into pointer finger on smooth when I bench. So I would think like a finger length from the smooth might be a safe bet. But remember to push that bar away from you. Don't let it do this over the face and turn your elbows out. And did I hit you with my elbow? Almost, sorry. But if you push it in a straight line and engage the triceps instead of pushing it back and then having things like that, you should not have any pec issues. And remember, too, to pinch your shoulder blades together in the back. Have somebody put their finger right between your shoulder blades and squeeze that right there like that and keep that tight. So there's a lot of technical things that go into benching that a lot of people neglect. And a lot of times when you're setting up on the bench, it might be a heavy weight you might be doing, and your brain is focused on one thing. Bring the bar down, bring the bar up. So a lot of technical things go out the window. So that's why I like verbal cues. I like to hear things so I don't have to think them. And when I hear them, I do them. Because when I get under the bar and bench 500 for reps or whatnot, as I'm setting up, my training partner will say, squeeze the bar, break the bar, engage the lats. Little cues like that are huge. Because when I'm laying under there, I see the bar, I'm bringing it out, and I know I want to bring it down and bring it up. But these verbal cues are definitely things that I prefer. But may not everybody agree with me. I don't know. But I'm big on verbal cues.
People will agree that it's helpful to have certain cues. I mean, they should be like ones that are specific to you. You got some people that'll just shout random stuff and they don't know what they're talking about. But like when your training partner knows like exactly what you need to do, having somebody remind you of that.
I've been doing this for a long time, and squeeze the bar and break the bar are things that I don't do. So I'll set up on the bar and I'll grab it, and I'm thinking like, okay, the bar is going to come out. I know I got to bring it down. I got to bring it up. It's got to be in the right place. But as I'm taking the hand off, he says squeeze the bar. Then I squeeze it. And then as it comes out, he says break the bar. And then my elbows turn in like this. So there's little cues that I definitely rely on. And you know, I'm not. Maybe I'm supposed to know all those things and be perfect under the bar and not need anybody. But that's what training partners are for, you know. And that's we all help each other, and that's the way I prefer to lift. And since our crew has got diminished, you know, and we don't have one of our people, Steve Peterson, had dual hip replacement recently, and he was a big guy that would say head back, chest up on the way down. So when you're in a shirt or you're coming down in a shirt, the shirt is compressing you and forcing your arch down, trying to collapse you on the bench. So as I took the bar out, and right before I come down, he would say head back, chest up. So head back and chest up as you're coming down with that bar. So these are cues that everybody has their own cue. Steve Peterson has one. Nate Brandenhorst gives me another one, and we're all together. We all work together. So
I remember one time deadlifting in a meet, and I was trying to lock it out, and I was stuck, and Larry was behind me spotting, and
right.
He just yelled shoulders back, and I was like, oh yeah,
shoulders
and I did
back,
it, and
the
I
lift
locked
came up.
totally.
See?
I totally heard him in my ear. It was just kind of at that point I was God, this is heavy. How am I gonna get it up?
Yeah, because you're fight or flight at that point.
Yeah, not thinking about what
and
really
so little
needed
cue
to
like that
happen.
didn't happen.
I always remember that because it was totally other. If he wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have I was kind of done.
One of the most impressive cues that nobody gave me that I still love to this day, and that's my 1075 bench. Because on that lift, it's one of my most impressive lifts only because the bar comes off the chest and it stops. And this is a fourth attempt. Mind you, I opened with 10-10, grinded it up, had a soft lock, and Wes Campen knew my lockout, and it wasn't locked. I was holding it there, hoping he'd give it to me because I thought it was locked, but it wasn't. And then I came out, had to do 10-10 over and 10-55, and then they came back, and I'm huffing on my oxygen mask, and they say, you want to go for fourth attempt? It won't count in the meet, but it'll count as a record. I go, sure. And that 1075 pops up to here and stops for a split second, and two things went through my mind. One was I better do something because they're about to take it, and two, spread the bar. So when I said they're going to frickin' take it, then I spread the bar, and as you see, it just pops when you push the bar apart. So how I was able to think under that is a factor of training with that weight all the time. And when you take out 1,000 pounds or 1,075, if your vision blurs and things like that are happening, you're just not ready for it yet. I mean, your body has to succumb to handling those poundages, and the ability to think under a time under tension like that is it's crazy. And it I don't know, I was just thinking and talking through this, so I don't mean to ramble. I'm sorry. I get caught up in the moment.
Heavy dips?
Heavy dips. We do those. Like I said, I posted a speed bench video, or was it heavy bench day, where Nate Brandenhorst and myself, we put a chain around our neck and we put a light band around our body, which make it harder to push up. So, and actually we do them on the Pit Shark too. And problem is with those is we do them more towards the end of the workout, and that's when we're fatigued and about out of gas anyway. So heavy dips for us tend to work best right after we bench, whether it be max effort or speed bench. And I know Jeremy Hornstra does a lot of weighted dips, and that's why I think we need to incorporate those more. And some days, man, we can crack them out, but some days, when I'm having a half-ass day, I mean, and my training partner is too, weighted dips, we just kind of pass on that and try to find something else. Because if I can't put four plates on there and start doing them, then that's not really beneficial to me. I mean, I'm not going for a pump. I'm trying to build, and I like to push as hard as I can. So, but heavy dips, absolutely. Not a real big fan on body weight dips. I mean, that's cool to do for show, but throw a chain around your neck, throw a chain around your belt, put a band around your body into the bar. I mean, just get creative with resistance. That's for sure.
Be great to have April Mathis on the show.
April Mathis.
Do you know her?
Write her name down.
Do you know how?
I don't know.
Do you know how to contact her?
If I'm going to contact somebody, I'm going to go on Facebook and I'm going to send them a message. I'm going to go to their Facebook. I'm going to type in their bio, their info, and see if they have any emails, and then we basically contact them and arrange setting something up. So
some of our guests, you have their phone number.
Well, some of my guests I know.
Ones that we want to be guests.
Yeah, I mean Tiny Meeker I know, Dave Hoff I know. So these are people I know. But April Mathis I do not know. There's a lot of great lifters out there that I'm not in cahoots with or have not met. I've been doing this for a while, but I don't really travel to meets like the Boss of Bosses and the Kern, U.S. Open, these places. Not yet, anyway.
We were supposed to go to the U.S.
U.S. Open's supposed to be in November, and I know Nate's training for it.
Yeah,
and
we were supposed to go to it.
We were supposed to go to in April, so hopefully in November they have it. We'll be down in San Diego and getting into some mischief while we're down there.
Mr. Elite Entertainment also says
Duffin.
Duffin also deadlifted
1,000 for reps. I
plus
saw
for
that.
reps.
Yeah, he used straps, but I don't give a shit. I mean, Duffin, and he's got a super wide sumo
Very
grip.
impressive.
Yeah, the guy's just an animal, dude. I don't think he's human. Duffin might be from another planet, and I need to go down and see him too. He's only 4 hours away, and shit, we never get off our ass.
That was really fun when we went and
Yeah.
saw him that one.
But right now, it's
We
just
only went once, but it was
traveling's
fun.
no fun because I don't know where you're going to walk into where they want you to have an outbreak, a nuclear suit on, or a mask or something. 'Cause a lot of places you can't even go into now. They don't even let you through the door anymore unless you have
Yeah,
a body
Costa Rica
condom
wouldn't
on.
let us in there,
Yeah, so that's all I know. Evil Second Twin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that.
What does that mean?
Super chat, basically, you can contribute money to our cause here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he donated here, and I appreciate that, Evil.
Oh, thank you. That's
Evil
very
Second Twin,
cool.
thank you.
I saw that. I didn't know. I was like trying to
That's
figure
our
out what
first
that
one.
meant. Okay, cool.
Evil Second Twin, email me.
Thank you very much.
I might have something
That's
for you
awesome.
also. I posted my email here. Email me. I might have a surprise for you. I might have a little gift. Give back. So leave my email in there for you.
Very cool. I kept trying to figure out what that meant.
Yeah,
I was like, is somebody...
I activated Super Chat, but I don't come on here asking for any money. I just come on here and do this because I love to do this. I love to talk, and I love to tell stories, and I love to have guests. And I was going to post on Facebook recently. If anybody's interested in being, I want to be a guest on the show, please feel free to contact me. But I feel, I don't know, I just getting a hold of people and asking them if they want to do it. I'm just kind of shy on that aspect of it. I mean, I just texted Dave Hoff, yesterday, if you ever have a free moment, and then he got back to me this morning and made my day. He says, hell yeah, he's been watching the show since March, and he would love to come on here. So
cool.
That's so cool, man. Now, it'll be fun to have him on.
That would be a really good episode.
Next question, Miss Ashley.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, have you used your Viper yet? I got mine next week. I will post a video.
Use the Viper 2 times in training. Actually, absolutely love it. I tried 2 different methods when wearing it. I actually wore it a little further down on the body, and that was kind of weird. And then I pulled it all the way up and used it, and it felt a little bit more comfortable that way. I wasn't able to go super heavy because right now there's only 2 guys I'm training with, so getting a 3-man handoff and a board holder is kind of hard at the moment. So basically we just go to 755, maybe 800, and handle that. So, but definitely love it. I mean, it's sitting right over here. I keep it in the basement so the cats can't scratch it. Because
They will too.
Yeah, I don't know why. They use it as scratch
They're
post.
jerks.
Yeah, don't scratch on my shirt. I'll tell you that. Alex Estrada.
Oh, where? That's not the one I saw. Oh,
Or did I
you
skip?
Yeah, you skipped one.
Well, don't let me.
Hi, Ryan. What specialty bars do you suggest to use, and how do you incorporate chains and bands into your training?
Specialty bars. Okay, I don't have a axle bar, so I use fat grips. And there's 2 different kinds. There's a blue and an orange. The blue is X amount diameter, and the oranges are somewhat bigger. So we do when we do speed benching, we'll use the fat grips a couple times. I have a football bar, which has the 3 slots, not the Rogue one that's square. I don't like that one. Mine's an actual football bar. Both sides look like a football, and they have 3 grips inside. We use that. That's something I want to talk about Dave Hoff too, because he utilizes that bar in speed training when we talk to him, and he says he only uses the wide grip, and he uses this amount of band, so on and so forth. So Freak bar, Louis Simmons sent me the Freak bar with the springs in it. We utilize that. We don't bench with it too much, but we use it as an accessory movement because it's got the springs in it. And one thing nice about that bar too, the Freak bar, is when somebody presses with it and you tell them to spread the bar, the handles actually move out about 6 inches. So as the bar's coming up, I tell them, and you can visually see them spreading the bar. So we utilize the Freak bar. What other bars? Duffalo bar. I have a Duffalo prototype too, which he gave me, which was how he based the bar off of. Basically, he took your usual gym bar, just bent it, and I think the radius that it's bent is it's less.
It's a little bit less than the real one.
Less, yeah, because his regular bar is about 2.5 inches camber, and this prototype bar is about 1 3/4 inches. So it's a little bit more comfortable. Because sometimes the Duffalo bar, people are scared of it. It's a little bit extreme, especially if you're super tight. Don't do a lot of stretching and so on and so forth. It can wreak havoc on you. But what other bars? That about it. Football bar, Freak bar, Duffalo bar, straight bar, fat grips. I'm probably forgetting one, but I want to get to your next question too. How do I incorporate bands and chains in my training? So basically, on speed benching week, if we're doing bands and speed bench, I'll use bands on heavy day. This is how I started out by doing it. I would do speed bench with bands, and then on max effort day, whether it be a 2-board, 1-board, 3-board, 4-board, there'll be bands attached. And on heavy day, I was using extreme bands, over 200 pounds in band tension. Then, of course, as time went on, I would use bands on speed bench for a 2-week wave only, 2 weeks with bands, 2 weeks with chains on speed day. And then on heavy day, I'd rotate those also. Sometimes, very rarely do we use straight weights. So I kind of rotate them like that. But you got to keep track of how many times you're using bands, because they will you will hit a wall with them if you use them too often. I mean, they're fun to use, and they're a great essential training tool, but you can overuse them. And I don't know if it's your central nervous system or just, but you'll actually flatten out, and they will get the best of you. And like I said, when I found that out the hard way, trying to use them in speed training week after week after. I used them for 4 weeks. And I remember on the 5th week, I took them off on speed day, and I've been using 315, cracking them out. I was going to show off for somebody. I was like, watch this. I'll do 15, 50, or 50. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, 315 for 4 reps and hit a wall. So and I was using the bands on heavy day too for 4 weeks. So using them too much, you got to swap them. 2 weeks bands, 2 weeks chains. That's how I would do them. And try to utilize those bands in everything that you do, whether it's dips, whether push downs. I mean, push downs are real basic shit. But if you take a mini band or light band, throw it around your neck, into your hands like this, grab the push down bar and do push downs like this. I use them for curls. I'll take a straight bar and I'll put the band through it and actually stand on it, and I do my curls that way. So just try to be creative in training. That's the fun part. Before bands and chains were invented, I mean, only so many different things you can do with straight weight. I mean, for so long. So adding resistance training into it, it makes it fun, and it makes it creative. That's why, when we do our training after a speed bench, we just pick things to do, and then like you may want to do a cambered easy curl Hoff presses or something, and I'll get a band, or I'll get a chain, or I'll get a band and a chain and put it on there. And because that causes the brain to have to flip a gear when you put that type of resistance on there. Straight weight, the brain knows what to expect. But when you add this type of resistance on there, the resistance curve is so much different through the whole lift, and it makes it fun. It shocks the body and the brain. So, what do you got, lady?
Okay, you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Ryan, did you get to see Matt Demo lift?
No, I did not. All I have is videos and stories that I've heard, and the West Side documentary was really good. I never give that much credit, but it was an awesome. I mean, I can't say enough about the West Side documentary.
So good.
Yeah, every time I watch it, I cry at the end when Ed Cohn tells his story. I mean, that is every time. Every time I watch it, it's just it's phenomenal. Matt Demo was a great lifter and an insane person. He lived a wild lifestyle, and but the guy was probably the best training partner you could ever ask for. I mean, I'm sure he walked in the gym, and when you came in to train with him, I mean, you had to get in his zone, and you had to fucking step it up. I mean the F word there, but I get excited. But I think of West Side, and I think of that back in those days, man. They weren't effing around there. They showed up to kill, and that's what they were doing. And Matt Demo, I mean, rest in peace, man. He was a beast. I wish I could have met him. I wish I could have.
Also, did you see Mike Hall bench?
Mike Hall? No, I did not. Mike Hall. The name rings a bell, and you kind of put me on the spot. We'd have to write his name down. I'll have to Google Mike Hall. Why does that? It sounds familiar. I can't place it. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm having a brain fart. Got any stories about Chuck Vogelpool, John Smith?
Yeah.
When we were at the Arnold, saw Chuck there and took a picture with him, talked with him. And then, of course, I picked the brain of people, and I wanted to hear some Vogelpool stories. And I heard quite a few. I'm not going to repeat them because I would hear one Chuck Vogelpool story from this guy, and then I would go over and hear, Dave Hoff tell me the same story, and they were kind of close. But, when we have Dave Hoff on here, we're going to talk about some Chuck Vogelpool stories because there's some cool ones. Him and Matt Winning, when he slammed Matt Winning in the West Side gym, actually picked him up and threw him on the ground. Well, we'll tell the story. But we got some cool Vogelpool stories. When we have Dave Hoff on, we will ask those, and I will. In fact, let me write that. I'm going to write that down because I'll forget, and I just want to make sure we get that. Vogelpool stories. to ask Dave Hoff, because he would tell them correctly. Because what I'm just going by hearsay. So, but yeah, that'd be fun.
Need Becca Swanson. You're actually the second person to suggest that. One of our friends that we know in person.
And we talked about that yesterday.
Just last week.
Becca Swanson.
Yeah.
I'll have to reach out to her through Facebook
Definitely
and get her contact information.
So, great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, she was, and in fact, if I remember her lifts correctly, 848 squat, 600 bench.
800.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is when I was dating that Kara Bohegan girl at the time, you know, they were friends and they were close. And I would text Kara and I would say, man, I just squatted 700 in the gym with my briefs on. And she would text me back and say, Becca squatted 848. It took the wind out of my sails. And there was time when we go to meets, and this is just funny to tell because it's true. And, you know, I'm a bench press guy, but I squat, you know, I don't have gigantic quads, but there was times where we went out to dinner and I was sitting next to her and I didn't want to sit next to her because she had bigger legs than me. But hey, she's a champion and a heart of gold. She's just a phenomenal lady. And definitely would like to have her on here and go over some old powerlifting stories,
really cool.
Pick her brain on what she did and how she trained. Because she was at Big Iron with Rick Hussey, I believe, and you know Hussey passed away, but and they had a lot of great lifters out there, and there was a I don't know if it's camaraderie, but you know there was West Side and their gym. It was kind of cool. So we'll have to track her down too. I got some work to do, people. Get these people on the show and schedule them and find time in their schedule to step on here and chat with us for a while.
I mean, it's things that we can just do it on Skype so easily.
Yeah, we figured it out. Tiny worked, so we got it down. So now we're ballsy. Now we're excited to try it again with somebody.
Some more guests.
Yeah,
yes.
We'll have some more guests. But Becca Swanson is definitely
what we're doing.
Is a name that's being
we were just talking about that
of interest here. Yeah. So continue on.
Okay. How much has overhead pressing contributed to your bench press?
I really didn't start doing a lot of overhead pressing. I'm being honest. I didn't do it. I did a lot of seated dumbbells. If I did any overhead pressing, it was seated dumbbells. Standing, I really didn't do. We would actually sometimes sit in a power rack in a chair and from various points do it that way. So, but overhead pressing, standing, I'm not a. We do them, but I like to do more dumbbell work actually, where it's unilateral, where you have both arms handling equivalent amount of weight. But they're beneficial. They need to be incorporated. There's multiple ways to do them too. I mean, you push it straight up in front of your face, or you go through the gate, through the door. Is that how they call it? You almost got hit with the elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even listening to you. I'm just trying not to get
watch
hit.
out for these elbows. Yeah, these are can openers here.
God.
A lot of calcium there.
You're not even paying attention to
No, I'm having fun. Just flopping my arms around.
You're going to get me in the nose, and I'm just going to cock back hard as I can.
Might look good with a black eye.
I've warned you. I'll do it on camera.
But, we do overhead pressing on, we do it a moderate amount of weight on speed day, and on a heavy day, on heavy bench day, we like to load it up. But, you got to have a tight core when you do it standing and free with a barbell. But I like seated where I can really isolate and get into it. Sorry. Next question before I elbow you.
I'm going to sit over there. You kept telling me to scoot closer.
Yeah, scoot closer.
So you can elbow me right in the face? Great.
No.
Ryan, do you think you could take the raw bench record one day? Glad to see your back. Always been one of my favorite lifters.
No. When Julius came on the scene, no. He took it to the next. He took it to the only level for a while. When Kirill, Mendelson, and people, Spoto, I did 680 in the gym, and 700. Probably woulda, coulda, shoulda, But when Julius came on the scene, took the wind out of my sails.
Cranked it up.
Yeah, I can't compete with that. Even at my best, when I was almost 360, and there were certain times in my career, and I told the story before, when I probably could have went for it, but I would have lost my sponsorship with Inzer at the time, because that would have been raw lifting, and he wasn't really down for that. So there was time, when the 700 bench was there, and some change maybe, but now that Spotos came on the scene, I'm really not interested, because the guy's going to do 800, and that'll close the door for a while. It's going to take a special human being to come and fill those shoes. And I never thought in this lifetime, 2002, when I did the 800 in a shirt, now the guy.
That somebody would be doing it without one.
It's funny because Julius, when I'm in training, you know, I'm not even excited anymore when my shirt, you know, 700, and then we go 775, and I'm looking at the weight, and I'm going, a guy does this raw. It just takes a win. Like, who cares? I'm not even interested in this. I mean, there's a man that does this raw, and I'm in a so F700 all the way to even 800 because he's going to do that. So I don't even want to talk about it until we're 900 at least. But, you know, I make pit stops along the way at 700, and I say it every time. I go, there's a guy that does this raw. It was this last Tuesday, and I looked at it, it was 775 or whatever. And yeah, just times have changed, man. But so it's exciting.
Crazy. Yeah,
you know,
it's good. It's a good thing.
Human beings are evolving. I don't care. Everything's evolving. You know, nothing is staying static, man. It's just it's crazy. But I really wish I could sit here and say, you know, but I think looking back on it, I would have had to made that decision, and then that would have been a fork in the road that may have derailed. Well, I don't think it would have, because already at that time I was throwing up 1,000. I had 1,074 the day I officially said that I had a 700 bench in me that day. So I don't know. I played by the rules with you know, having sponsors and lifting in a shirt. But now that it's so high, man, it's out of my reach raw wise. I mean, it's so crazy to fathom that a human being can do 800 pounds. And I think we just saw Julius on Facebook recently do 600 for 9 reps. I watched that like 6 times. Just every day in the park. Just boom. And yeah, he's another guy too. You know, I have his phone number, and I got a text back from him actually. I texted him, you know, the day before we went on ESPN to do the 800, and he got back to me, you know, I think a week later, and says thank you for, you know, and that was really cool. So when he has time, you know, I definitely like to contact him and see if he'd be interested in coming on for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
that would be really cool. Hi Ryan, any advice on fixing elbow and bicep tendonitis? I've been doing high rep 100 to 300 rep push downs with the mini band, but that's not doing the trick. Thanks.
Wow, tendonitis. So you got some inflammation, obviously, and you know, there's so many. You know, I mean, ice can only do so much. Ibuprofen, which I don't recommend, that has got some bad side effects to it. Deep tissue is one thing. Acupuncture is another. I'm not a doctor by any means, but if something is causing it, so you got to find the root cause of what's causing the tendonitis. And I get that question all the time in the gym. I have tennis elbow. I have this. You know, tendonitis is something. I don't know. I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, the cure-all to tendonitis is this." I mean, there's, God, you know, I don't know where to start. There's something that's causing it, and they always say, you know, the best thing to do for tendonitis is not lift or not do things that are going to aggravate it. So taking time off, leaving it alone. But sometimes that doesn't cure it either. So it's a vicious circle. I'm a Google guy, so, you know, go on Google and tendonitis cures for tendonitis, type in those things, do some searches, and search again. Talk to a physician about maybe anti-inflammatory cream. I know what's that the cream I got up there? Voltaren cream is now over the counter. Voltaren is an awesome anti-inflammatory, anti-arthritic ointment that you put on. And my elbow right now is just totally tore up from and it's been pissed off for weeks. But I've been incorporating the Voltaren cream, and she's gotten into some fish oils. High quality fish oils from I don't know the name of it, but super supplements. But totally, two things I've noticed with the Voltaren cream has helped, but the fish oils for anti-inflammatory properties. I'm not a big believer in over-the-counter stuff, to be honest with you, but the trainer at the gym told her to go buy this stuff, and I was like, fish oils? I mean, they taste like shit because they taste like fish guts. So. But this stuff here, the pineapple sorbet smoothie, man. I took a shot of it, and I'm trying to fight it to find the fish flavor, and I'm not getting it. But I want to say this: my back, you know, it's been effed up for a while, and it's arthritic and all that. I benched on Tuesday night, and I showed up a little early and got on the 4-inch pipe, rolled it out, and my back felt pretty awesome. And I'm not on anything else that would be helping that, but fish oils and.
You've been taking my fish oil?
Oh, every morning. Yeah. If you're not taking it, I am. TENS unit.
I've been taking it every day, and I feel way, but like a week or two ago when I got it, I was achy, and that's why I got it.
I was impressed.
And I've been taking it every single day, and this week I've been a lot better.
TENS unit, it's another thing I invested in, and I recently plugged that in the other night and put it on my tricep and let it do its thing, and that tend to help a little bit too, but I wish I had I wish I could just hold up something and say, hey, this will cure your tendonitis. So, hey, we got a text from Dave Hoff. Whoa!
What did he say?
I don't know.
I was like trying to figure out where that came from.
Yeah, that's cool. So
That's very cool.
You know, let me write that down. When I'm sitting in front of a computer like I always do, I will search how to find out a cure-all for tendonitis. I've never looked it up. I don't know. Maybe I have it too. I don't know. I lift in pain all the time. Who knows? I probably have it in my elbow for all I know. But I'll do my best to do a little research and get back to you on what I can find. And because asking around, I mean, there's not too many. We should ask Josh, and maybe he has an answer for it. He's a schooled individual.
We'll ask him.
Yeah, give you some, and we'll get back to you on that. But if the high rep band pushdowns are not helping it, you know, I'm just gonna have to say, you know, I hate to give this type of recommendation, but don't lift, don't do things that piss it off. But nobody wants to do that. I mean, who wants to do that? So we got to find ways to work around it and work through it, and not keep irritating it for sure. What do you got, Ashley?
Where were we at?
Cody
Would having world-class grip strength help your bench press in any way at all?
Well, you know, grip strength. You have tremendous grip strength. I don't want to get in a grip battle with her.
Do it right now and show everybody.
And here's my opinion: bench pressing, that bench bar is trying to destroy your grip. When you put that bar in your hands, it's not making your grip better. You have to squeeze the shit out of that bar. So, I think grip strength helps because, you know, squeeze the bar. You got to be able to squeeze the bar tight, and it goes hand in hand with benching. So I think grip strength plays a factor. Now I can't hold on to 700-800 pounds pulling it per se, because, you know, I firmly believe that bench pressing destroys your grip. I hate to say it like that, but I don't have a Hercules grip like I should. But I think I do a lot of forearm work. I do a lot of grip.
More deadlifting.
I don't want to deadlift.
Do some double overhand deadlifting.
Well, yeah, I mean, deadlifting is great. I mean, you got like gorilla grip. She gets a hold of my fingers and I can't break it. It's like a vice. But I think, you know, everything helps. I mean, they're just you know, beneficial things. I mean, grip strength, forearm strength. I mean, all of it adds up. And even if it doesn't, it's better to have it than to not have it and need it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say about a gun. It's better to have one and not need it than to need one and not have it. So,
do any of the guys from the DVD that trained with you then still train with you now?
Let's see. Well, one passed away. Dave Longmire, who was in the Road to the Arnold, he passed away. Opioid overdose. He found out he had pancreatic cancer. I don't know the whole story. BJ Dirk would know more about that. But he passed away. Mike Miner still trains. Mm-hmm. Paul Roch, my handoff guy, fell off the face of the earth and walked away from lifting. Don't see him, don't hear from him anymore. Infiltrator, James Wilson. You wouldn't recognize him on there, but he doesn't lift. BJ Dirk still lifts, and we'll have him on the show at some point. Who else is on there? Not sure about Catterley. Don't know what he does anymore. Leon Jositis, not sure if he lifts anymore. I'm gonna say no. Everybody just, you know, takes different routes in life. You know, they have their time and they're you know, and they just walk away from it. I mean, I don't know. I've never crossed my mind. I mean, I don't, like I said in training, you know, I don't miss a workout unless I'm dead in jail or in a hospital. But I try to go to the gym, you know, and sometimes I don't even need to go to the gym, but I go and find something to do. It's just like obsessive compulsive disorder maybe, but hey, it's better to have that than be on the, you know, side of the streets, you know, jamming heroin in your arm or something. I think it's a good hobby. So what do you got?
Hey Ryan, what do you think is the most underrated exercise in helping the bench press?
Whoa, underrated exercise. Wow. That's a good one. Decline. A lot of people lay on the flat bench and they neglect the incline and decline. But I remember my first 300 bench came on the decline before the flat bench. My first 400 bench came on the decline before the flat bench. My first 500 became on the decline before the flat bench, and then 600. I think I did that on the flat bench, but decline. I like decline benching, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's underrated, but it's just one that you can handle more weight. You're moving it at a shorter distance. You can it has carryover to the bench press in the long run. It really does.
Any stories about Amy Weisenberger?
Met her at the Arnold. Met her at the Arnold. No, I don't know any stories. I know she was a famous West Sider for many, many years, and a great powerlifting legend. And still, well, yeah, and she kind of jumped on me because I was talking to her in the warm-up room, and I said, "Oh, I want to go over and talk to Dave Hoff," and she grabbed my arm like this and said, "Don't go right now." And I think he was, because they were making a video, a documentary or something, and he was warming up for the bench. And I just, I'm back there. I'm not lifting, so I don't know any better. I mean, I just went over and talked to Larry Wheels. He's sitting over there, and I'm going to go over and, hey, Dave Hoff. And she goes, no, don't talk to him right now. So I waited, and I don't have any cool stories about her, but nice lady. And she's very down to earth and subtle and quiet. But boy, she gets on the platform, and she's an intense lady. So, but I don't have any cool stories, but she's a cool lady.
Yeah, she was really nice. It was cool getting to meet her.
She'll be.
Also, did you ever get a chance to train with Donnie Thompson?
I have not. No, I haven't, to be honest with you. It would be cool. I wouldn't want to squat with him. Maybe bench, but no, I haven't. Daniel Curtis.
I've been trying to get a 900 bench since last September. I've found that regularly handling benches in the 800 to 900 range is giving me a lot.
That's right. Like I said, Tiny Meeker, big fan of reverse band benching.
Of pain in my,
What?
A lot of, sorry. I was wondering, giving me a lot of pain in my shoulders. Can you recommend something to help with this?
What's causing the pain? Is it overuse? You have a muscular imbalance? There's a whole bunch of factors. Are you going too heavy too often, doing the same movement too many times, lifting in a shirt too many times? The shoulder pain, is it just overtraining? I mean, you got to listen to your body because your body's telling you something. So it depends on where the shoulder pain's coming. If it's muscular soreness or fatigue, that's one thing. If it's deeper, then that's a serious issue. And you could be setting yourself up for a labrum tear, rotator cuff, things of that nature. So you definitely want to take notice of what's causing that pain and remedy it right now, because you're handling weights, you're handling subhuman weights. It's big numbers you're working with there. But I was about to go into a rant about reverse band benching because, that was how I started moving and handling 1,000 pounds was hooking a 100-pound band with a 7-foot power rack onto the barbell and then putting 1,000 pounds on there and putting my shirt on and doing a board press with it. So handling and moving that weight. But yeah, you gotta correct that situation, Daniel, on what's causing that shoulder pain. If it's deep within the socket, I mean, where's it at? Is it in the rear, the supraspinatus? I mean, rhomboid? I mean, we got to dictate where it's at, what's coming from, what's causing it, and fix it. I don't have an X-ray here of your shoulder, but hopefully it's just muscular soreness and fatigue. I like to think. B-Craft.
I'm a huge believer in fish oils, also for heart and brain.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be really good. I've never been able to get the habit of it.
I usually buy them at Costco, but I got cheap recently and went to the 99-cent store and bought fish oil. So I don't even know what the hell I'm eating there, but for 99 cents until you invested in this.
I wish I could remember the name of it.
I don't remember, but I know it tastes delicious, and in fact,
it's very high quality.
Maybe next show we'll bring it down because I'm not a fan of recommending a lot of things, but this product I am very impressed with. I mean, it is it tastes like a syrup, like an icy flavored pineapple sorbet. It's really good. I look forward to it in the morning when I'm chugging my B3s.
Glad you're enjoying my fish oil.
Oh, it's right behind your carton of water.
Down pretty quick.
Oh yeah. A tablespoon.
A tablespoon a day.
I pour it in my mouth like this. I enjoy it.
So you're buying the next.
How much was it?
Is what you're saying.
How much was it?
$30.
$30, worth every penny. I'll pick up 2 bottles of it because the way my lower back feels. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing anything different. I take the same shit all the time, multivitamins, blah blah blah. But since she's gotten this fish oil stuff, I've noticed a difference. So I'd have to say, and I continue to. I'm going to buy some more of it. So maybe I owe you a jug. So
you should buy the next one and I'll drink half yours.
I'm gonna try to find it online. I'm big on saving bucks. If I can find, but then again, the guy said it has to be refrigerated.
Yeah, he said it was very particular.
Yeah, it's not. It's something.
Be very careful when you're buying fish oils because if you're, it's not very particular, you can actually do yourself a detriment rather than
If it's
a
stored at room
benefit.
temperature, it degrades or something. So
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I don't know
me
everything.
Too. Me too. Ryan Kinlane has a Facebook page. Kenneth Lane.
Is it him? I mean, there's a lot of bogus, celebrity pages that, I mean, I got people ask me what my Facebook page is, and the Russians got one. Is it really him? I mean, does Ken Lane actually have a Facebook page that he, I'd be curious. I'll look into it. I will search for Ken Lane on Facebook and see if it's him. Like I said, I'd like to contact him and shit, maybe we can have him on the show. Does he have Skype? Ken Lane? Holy crap. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll look
don't
at that.
know.
Alex, I'll check on that.
Most people have some sort of access.
Mike
to
B. Wow. South
Hi,
Africa.
all the way from South Africa.
Whoa.
Hello.
How you doing, Mike?
Thanks for joining us. Very cool. I really appreciate it. I'm going to give the Voltaren cream a try. Thanks, man.
I got it at Walmart. My favorite store.
Yes. Speaking of grip work, have you tried any of the Sidewinder grip twisters? I've heard good things.
I have no idea what they are. Let me write it down. Continue talking while I write this down.
I'm gonna go to that now.
Sidewinder. Never heard of these.
Working grippers helps. This is Todd B. Craft. Working grippers helps build the thumb and pad area. It's good to set the gripper in the part of your hand the bar rests on and squeeze and hold the gripper closed.
Yeah, I got that big, gigantic green thing with like 4 springs on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it's at. I think it's at my other house. But I used to sit when I watch TV and just sit there and work that son of a bitch. So, but this is the grip lady right here, and I'm gonna go out on a limb. She does no grip training whatsoever. Deadlifting. If you want a big grip, deadlift. I'm not gonna do.
I was telling you.
I know. I don't want to deadlift. I'm sorry. I hate it.
Haven't seen you over in the deadlift corner in a long time.
No, not
Seen
there
you
yet.
on the squat rack. Although
I squatted with you, but you're 4 feet tall, and I got to take the bar way down here, and I got to do a good morning before I get the frickin' bar out. That irritated my back. Maybe I should do some more good mornings.
4
I don't.
feet.
Well,
it's not gonna kill you to do one good morning.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I just do it with you because there's so many yahoos in the gym, and everybody squats and benches on the same damn day.
I know.
Yeah.
It seems like whatever I'm working, everybody and their grandma's doing it too.
Mike B.
Which bench PR are you most proud of and why?
Well, the 800-pound bench press was one. I remember I was really. I remember when I did my 585 raw bench for the first time, and I was very impressed with that because, Tank Abbott, one of the fighters I idolize, been watching forever. The guy did a 620 raw bench back in 1995 while they were doing UFC 10. They showed it. And I remember when he threw that up, I was like, damn, 620 raw bench. And I was like, if I ever get 6 plates on there, I'll remember it to this day. So 585, I remember I was in LifeQuest or StarFit gym, whatever one it was. And I remember it was like 2 weeks after a meet. So testosterone levels were coming down, probably. And I remember I pulled out the 685 or 585, and I put it up, and I said, I did it. And I remember I never did it on the decline, but it was just like, let's try it. I did 500 for reps all the time, close grip, 540 close grip. I would do a lot of close grip. And then I just said, let's give it, you got 2 weeks after a meet, we're just see what's going on. And I hit 585. It wasn't a smoke show, but I have to say 585 was one of my most bench PR in the gym. But 800 on August 2nd, 2002 was most notorious because like I told that story many times, man. Flew to Houston the week before, tried to do it in Anthony Clark's hometown, failed. Flew home with my tail between my legs. Gus Rothwich called me up, said, come down this next weekend. I said, I remember it clear. I was like, no way. I said, a week after a meet, I suck. And he called my numbers for me. I just showed up at that meet with no expectations. And it was shitty too, because I tell the story, I warmed up. I think I did 585? Or I think it was 500 in the warm-up room, and it went up like shit. And then I threw on my shirt and did a few board presses. I was opening with 683, and I was like 683, okay, 738, and I was like, after 738, I was like, oh, I'm excited now. And then 783, it was questionable whether I could do that. I was like, can I do 783 today? Am I broke down? Am I tired from did that, and then somehow the rest of it, I didn't mean to reminisce and space off and ramble and all that good stuff, but that's what I do.
Who benched the 200 dumbbells more times than you?
That would be Nate Brandenhorst.
Nathan Brand-
We tried those the other day. At our gym, we got some really cool dumbbells, and there's some 200-pound ones over here. And I was a little intimidated. Here's the problem with the 200-pound dumbbells. I was feeling it too. I mean, I wanted to go over there and try them. Put them on my knees, and when I rolled back, there's a couple things, you know, before I could do dumbbells, I don't mind rolling them back, but they weren't locked out, so then they were falling down like this, and then I can't get my shoulder blades pinched together, so I just threw them on the floor. Like, I'm not going to get injured with dumbbells and have to come on and tell that story in my lifetime, but Nate picked them up and rolled them back, and he shot up a rep with them, so, you know, he did. I didn't do them. I wanted to. I was freaking going to do some reps with them, but I don't know, getting them back and getting them started, and, I mean, when you roll back on a bench like that, your shoulder blades, I got to figure out how to get my shoulder blades back, and there's a little technique involved, but I was rushing it too. I mean, we walked out off the heavy bench, and I walked into the dumbbell room. Nate grabs like 90s, and I go right down for the 150s. I crack out 10 like that with 150s, and I'm looking at the 200s and shit. They kind of got the best of me. I was a little intimidated because I wasn't sure how to get them back, and then, well, you're not going to throw them back at a locked out position, so you throw them back, and now your arms are bent with 200, 400 fucking pounds. So I'll get back to you on that. I'd like to have a video one day too. Mark my words, we'll be repping those. I mean, it's on the bucket list. I mean, Larry Wheels does it. I mean, other people do it. Stan Efferdine probably, Spoto. You know, I mean, a lot of Big Boy. You know, Strength Cartel. We should have him on the show. We don't hear about those guys very much either.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
There's lots of options. Luke Sando benched them like 10 times.
There you go. Luke
There you
Sando.
go.
Yeah, so it can be done. I think if you walked into the gym, warmed up on the bench, and just called it like a dumbbell bench day, I mean, and focused on that, you probably could get good at it. We do them as an accessory movement after we bench, so, but they're not like priority number one. But to bench these dumbbells at our gym, they say 200 on them, but man, they feel like 250. I mean, and the reason I know that is I know what dumbbells feel like. I warm up with 20s all the time. And this set of dumbbells, I mean, they're steel, and they're just, I don't know what brand they are, but they seem heavier than other dumbbells I've used, but not making excuses. I will do them. Ukraine.
Greetings from Ukraine.
Vovan.
Thank you for joining us. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Ukraine. What a story that was. Awesome. Wow. No, I don't want to, I'll ramble too long. Yeah, Ukraine. I wish we could go over there and lift again, man. That's just all the hard work we do as athletes and how appreciated we are in Russia, Ukraine, over there. It's just, you wouldn't have to ask me twice. If you called up the phone today and said, we're doing a meet in the Ukraine in, where were we over there? Six hours south of wow, that's been a while. Yeah, Ukraine, awesome. Awesome people, awesome trip. I mean, I didn't want to come home. I'd be honest with you, the meet was over, and they offered us you guys want to head to a city closer to the airport tomorrow? And I was like, no, I don't want to go back. I want to stay here. I mean, I just love how they treated powerlifters and strength athletes over there. Because I tell the story all the time, you know, came home from the Ukraine like any other meet, go home, and I'm just some big guy pushing a cart in a Walmart. I mean, nobody knows who I am. But, you know, over in Europe over there, it's a different story. Love the Ukraine.
Alex Estrada, you'll get along with him. He does a ton of fishing now since he sold his gym, the
No
Power
shit.
Shack.
Ken Lane, huh? I'm assuming we're talking about Ken Lane, yeah. I didn't know he's doing a lot of, shit, we got to go down and visit him. When we do our Texas tour, fly into Dallas and head over to Waco, head over to, well, we got to go see Tiny in Houston,
Yeah.
and then we got to go to Austin. One thing that's weird about Texas is you show up in Texas, and yeah, you're in the middle, but it's like Texas is a huge state. I didn't realize how big it was until we were there, and I'm like, oh, you know, I just thought it was like 2-hour drive to Houston. No, it's like 4.5 hours, and that's probably speeding like Tiny Meeker does. So.
Mm-hmm. You should check out, is that the right one? Yeah, you should check out my channel, Grip Featured Videos. Which gym in Anthony Clark's hometown did you go to? That's where I'm from.
When I didn't go to his gym. When I was down in Houston, we lifted at probably a hotel, a WABDL meet. I just remember it was August, and I just remember how hot it was and humid. But it was at a hotel venue, I'm sure. And I haven't been to Tiny Meeker's gym, but we are planning a trip to Houston, Monster Gym, and we're gonna go out and eat and get in some mischief, and maybe go to Austin to that gym he's talking about. So I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that'd be
once the world gets back to normal, once we get out of this
Start making
COVID
some
thing,
plans.
after the elections are over, I think the COVID will go away. So.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I saw the video of you competing in Ukraine, fighting with Mendelsohn. I just started to go to the gym. It was motivation. Thank you for nice words.
Yeah, Ukraine fighting with Mendelsohn. Yeah, that was a good meet. Mendelsohn had, I just tell stories too much. Yeah, that was a really great venue, and God, it was the cathedral seating, 2,000 people in there, and yada yada yada. But after it was over, after I held up the checks, and Mendelsohn said his speech, I remember when I sat the checks down on my trophies, I'm exhausted, and we just got mobbed. People jumped up on the stage, and I thought they were going to steal my trophy. It was so cool. The other one was pictures and autographs, and shit. Like I said, even Paul Roch was signing autographs. I mean, there you go. I mean, man, God, I wish we could go back, man.
Sounds really cool.
Greetings from Germany.
Is that the one that we're on?
I'm down here.
Thanks, guys.
I don't want to pronounce his last name. Greetings from Germany. When I think Germany, I think Marcus Schick. Oh, another great bench presser. I shared the stage with him at the Arnold a few times. Marcus Schick from Germany. And I see he's got a Facebook page. He's still out there. I don't know if he's lifting, but just made me think of that. So,
ever been to Laredo, Texas?
Ever been to Laredo, Texas? No. Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco. Where else we been? Killeen. We haven't really got down that far yet.
Yeah, no.
El Paso. I'm a little scared to go down by the border of Texas. Not sure. I don't know if there's trouble down there, but I hear a lot of weird stories. But I know it's beautiful. San Antonio is supposed to be a beautiful city too. But it's just got to get off our ass and go visit and drive around and do different things than stay in Washington
Once the
State.
world opens again, we will.
Yeah, there's nothing to do here.
No, not so much. I love your bench. So the last couple are I love your Benchmonster TV episodes.
Thank you, Rini.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you watching. Remy Shirley, I'm currently laid off from work, and I look forward to you guys every Thursday. Thanks for having this content. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Remy.
We
yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, I wish we could have a special guest on every week, but some weeks, we were sitting here
Some
today.
weeks it's just us. I know
we were like, how are we gonna top last week? Shit, it's how are we gonna top last week's show? And I'm like, well, and I don't have any videos to post. I'm like scratching my head, but we'll do our best to post videos that are on current videos on Facebook, and it doesn't matter whether you bench press 135 or 1,035. If you got a video out there, because I had to go through quite a few of them, and like I said, Brian Forbes, Nathan Robinson, I saw a lot of things, and I just when I saw Duffin, it's not like I picked the elite lifters out only. I mean, I don't care if you're benching anything. I mean, the fact that you're in the gym and you're putting 110% into what you do, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. And Ashley picks a lot of female lifters and power lifters that she wants to showcase. And sometimes they're the same people, but they're phenomenal athletes. And that's kind of what we do. It's kind of like an ESPN thing we do here, kind of. We showcase lifting events that are occurring. And I wanted to use Julius's lift, but I just pick a couple of them and because I know we're going to answer a lot of questions, and we'll talk about future episodes to come, and I will work on getting our next guest scheduled. And I like to do it early in the week so we can put it up and get people ready for who we have coming on. So I'll throw out some more lines, and I'm going to throw a big fishing hook at Dave Hoff and see if I can't get him to commit maybe for next Tuesday or the Tuesday after, or Thursday after. I'm sorry.
It's like Tuesday, what?
Yeah, well, I'm on low carbs right now.
Within the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Feed the bench monster. Feed him.
It is that time.
Yeah. Feed the beast.
We just had one more that just came in. I'll read it.
Okay.
Yes, Marcus is still lifting, but he does not compete. Yeah. He was a long time national trainer for bench press.
It's super nice guy. Made me think of a story. I won't even tell it, but Marcus Schick's story. I can't even tell it on air, but made me laugh when I heard it because not even gonna go there. Super cool, the friendliest man you'll ever meet, and you looking back on things, when you share the stage with people like Sean Lattimore and Mike Wolf, man, a lot of times you meet and greet these guys, and it just seems like time's forever, and then next thing you know, you wake up and thank God there's a little social media thing now, because other than that you never see him again. never talk to him again. And time freaking flies, and birthdays come around faster than ever. And some of us die early. I mean, shit, it's crazy. So, but yeah, Marcus Schick, that was 2004, 2003. And was at the Arnold stage with him. And he was out there benching 500 pounds, I think. And he was a super cool cat. I didn't get to hang out with him afterwards and drink with him or do crazy things that we do after we lift. But I hung out with Mick Vicker and people like that. And I think Bill Crawford a couple times. And drinking Crown Royal and Cokes. That's my favorite. So maybe a Corona, who knows. But no kamikaze, no tequila. Man, that last week. I still got that full bottle upstairs. So I know when Tiny comes on again, I'll probably have to bring it back down here. So when we have Tiny Part 2, shit. Well, anyway. Yeah, we were shut this down. 8:30. Man, we're going way past our time.
We went past what we do.
Yeah, we try to make it interesting.
Some viewers.
Try to make it fun.
Thank you for those of you that continue to watch.
Yeah, and we'll do it again next week, and who knows what next week will bring, and we'll bring it back, and we'll have fun, and we'll chat with everybody again. But thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so much. I didn't realize what it was, but that's super nice.
Yeah, that puts some money into our system here.
I saw that say 30 die. I was trying to figure out what was going on. That's very cool. Thank you.
What's scary is I look more forward to doing this show than I do going to the gym right now. Because it's something different, it's something new.
Fun, yes.
I mean, training is just it's ho hum right now. You know, it's just one foot in front of the other. No, we can't get our whole crew together. We can't. You know, we're at. It's just. I'm just like, this is Thursday night, and Thursday nights come around pretty damn quick. Yeah. You know, next thing you know, it's like Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm like, Ashley, do you have any?
We have our
Do you have lifter spotlights going on? What do you got going on? You know, and so I look forward to this, and
me too.
And I don't mind answering any kind of questions, and trying to give back. You know, I got 30 years of experience in the gym and lifting, and still learning. So, but I like to give back and try to answer questions as thoroughly as possible, and then add a little bit of a story to it. Because I don't stay on point very often, as you've noticed. You ask me a question, and I'll somewhat answer it, go completely off course of the story, try to come back and re-answer your question that I probably didn't answer, and then I go off on a story. The next thing you know, that's how I operate. So this is like my social outlet, and I really enjoy this. So I'm not handcuffed and forced to say things I don't want to say, or talk about things I don't want to do. I'm free to speak my mind, and that's why I enjoy this. And my co-host here, Ashley Condre, yeah, she doesn't talk much, but she's an intricate part to this show. So if you guys have questions, I mean, we don't have how many female lifters watching, but we have a lot of guys.
I don't know. We've never had a female in the chat room, actually.
Have we not? Oh,
I don't think we ever have.
What are we doing
now
wrong?
Now that you bring it up, I don't think we ever have.
Well, we'll work on that. You know,
how
get some female lifters to show up and watch.
To the female. I mean, I thought I was trying to by playing female, badass females every week, but apparently,
Well, we'll work on it.
I hadn't really noticed that, but now that I think about it, I mean, look at it. There's not a single one that's...
Hey, it's not over yet. I mean, we're still growing, and we're still trying to develop this little channel, and I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan anyway. I mean, I'm not going to be at his statue, but we just did this on a whim, through this little studio together, and put a little neon light back here, and it's like, let's try this out. And sometimes we go back and watch our first show, and like, wow, look how far we've came. Hey, but we're still making mistakes in the beginning, so sometimes the microphone's off.
I was looking at it's episode 14, and I'm like, here, we still started it without the camera.
Yeah, camera wasn't on, and I'm starting.
We're still making errors like.
Hey, well, what I was trying to do was get rid of that little awkward moment where I hit.
Did you get rid of it, or do we?
I don't know. Every time I do a show here, I hit go live, and then my software minimizes, and then I re-minimize it, and then I hit the camera button, and it shows us sitting here like this for like 3 seconds. Oh.